Hey guys, I'm Dov, and today I'm back with more Total War Warhammer 2 online action. Today we're back with the High Elves against the Skaven. I'm actually battling Aerocrastic, so taking on one of the submitters, I guess, one of the people we see relatively often in terms of community casts. I'm battling him myself this time, so we're in for a wild ride. This is an epic battle, guys, so strap yourselves in, grab some popcorn, soda, whatever you need. Yeah, we'll get started. Army builds, I've got a couple of Lyrian Reavers, of course, Heralds of the Wind. We've also got a unit of Dragon Princes, Flamespire Phoenix, a Noble on a Chariot, and then over here we've got a front line of Spearmen, 5 of them, the Pure Main Company, and a single Swordmaster. We've also got Teclis. He's carrying Nets, Flock of Doom, and Regrowth, as well as Kindle Flame to help synergize with that Phoenix. We can, drop a net on something, and then the Phoenix will get extra damage because, of course, it does fire damage. So, good synergy there for Aerocrastic's Skaven. He's got Tretch Craventail leading the way, which, I actually kind of like this pick. Tretch is not as goonable as, say, like Lord Skrolk. So against the faction that has powerful flying units like the High Elves, it's a pretty safe pick. He's got a couple of Night Runners and, 2 Night Runners supporting there. Through the main line, lots of Slaves and Clan Rats. He's got a back line of Rat Ogres. I believe there's a couple of Storm Vermin sword and board in here as well. An Assassin. He's got Gutter Runners with Poison over here. And a Warlock Engineer. Looks like he's carrying, let's see here, Warpstone Armor, Warp Lightning, and Howling Warp Gale, as well as Death Frenzy. Interesting. I actually kind of like the pick of Death Frenzy. I haven't been seeing it used super often, but I do think it's a pretty underrated spell for what you get out of it. But you can see we're getting a little bit of a skirmish engagement underway here. I've got my Reavers, and I'm going to pull my Dragon Princes out of the woods here and see if we can pick off these 2 Night Runners. The Phoenix is going to come down here, and obviously the Phoenix causes terror. It doesn't do the best splash damage, but it is going to force up a nice blob here for the Dragon Princes to charge into the side of. So definitely advantageous. You can see the Reavers also shooting in, and here comes the charge, and with that, these guys are pretty much all going to terror route. So, yeah, good catch on my end for the first part of the battle, but still there's lots and lots of rats left. Teclis taking a bit of fire here from the Gutter Runners. Aerocrastic is doing a great job paying attention, seeing that I'm in range there. He's going to fire at Teclis, do a bit of damage, which is always solid. We're going to drop a Flock of Doom on one of those Gutter Runners. I thought they were a little bit more blobbed together, but unfortunately, yeah, only hitting the one of them, which is not super efficient. Noble also taking some damage there as well. You can see the Rat Ogres and the Doom Wheel that I failed to see earlier actually came over and caught the Phoenix here. So the Phoenix in a little bit of a rough situation, going to be punting some of those rats, and we're going to countercharge with the Dragon Princes here just to spring the Phoenix loose. We also drop Regrowth on them to give them some physical resistance and some healing as they pull away from this pocket here. We're going to fire in with the Reavers, and yeah, just do some damage. Of course, Rat Ogres do have relatively low armor. Meanwhile, over on the far side, main line engagement getting underway here. We've got Spearmen duking it out with Clan Rats, and obviously the Swordmasters are going to come in and just clean up house. Very nice Warp Lightning just cutting through the Pure Main Company there. However, those Skaven Slaves are going to rout off there, so we should be able to win the infantry fight without too much issue. As long as we can finish off this huge force of Rat Ogres and this Doom Wheel and everything. Very scary mobile force for the Skaven. So you can see we're going to pull down in kind of parallel here to the Rat Ogres, firing into the side, doing some solid damage with those Illyrian Reavers. And we're going to kind of hit and run charge them as much as possible to keep them from really supporting this engagement here. Unfortunately, I misplayed my Noble a little bit, and he's currently stuck in the middle of this group of Gutter Runners and other units. He's poisoned and snare netted, so he's going to be very slow, and it looks like also got hit by the trophy heads by the Assassin there. So a little bit rough for the Noble, but you can see we're getting all these Rat Ogres grouped up here, and my idea was if we could somehow force them into a big clump, I can overcast a net and catch everyone and get a nice open charge with the Dragon Princes, because Rat Ogres will do a lot of damage to Dragon Princes in sustained combat, but if the Dragon Princes can get an open field charge, they'll just absolutely annihilate these Rat Ogres. So you can see we did get that overcast net. Dragon Prince is going to get a nice charge in here to start lancing down the giant rats, and yeah, the Reavers also firing in from the side, of course, supporting that engagement nicely. And that is going to be a pretty good get for us. That's, 1,600 points worth of Rat Ogres pretty much routed off just from that. The Phoenix was able to come back from routing, dropping some timely terror bombs on the Skaven slaves, trying to go after the assassin as well, just to clear him out. The Pure Main Company going to come rear charge this unit of Storm Vermin here, who was nicely cleaning up the Spearmen. They're going to come in with their armor piercing and armor sundering, should be able to do some nice work against those Storm Vermin, but it looks like there are some slaves there supporting, so not completely a one-sided engagement, but the assassin is terrified. The biggest threat at this point is the Doom Wheel, so we're going to start trying to kind of cycle charge it a little bit with the cavalry. I mean, obviously, using the Reavers for this is probably not the most efficient use of them in the world, but I'm just going all in, trying to keep it tied down and keep it from just running shop all over like my Swordmasters and so on. Speaking of Swordmasters, they are cleaning up this infantry fight. The few Rat Ogres that did get tangled up in here are just being out-mauled right now. They're surrounded and just getting cut to pieces. Lots of Gutter Runners and Night Runners still on station, though, firing in from the side, doing some solid damage, especially against those Lyrian Reavers. And I was about to come in and drop a Terror Bomb with the Flamespire Phoenix, but Aerocrastic did manage to catch me with a Howling Warp Gale there, interrupt the order, so I'm now going to drop down, unfortunately a little bit too late. But Teclis getting hunted by the assassin, not great here. We're going to have to keep him nice and mobile to stay out in front of that assassin. But yeah, you can see we're pulling around for another cycle with the cavalry there. Infantry fight has been won, sort of. There's still a lot of these Night Runners around. You can see they're going to start kiting away these Spearmen and Swordmasters and so on. So yeah, Swordmasters are getting ready to go for a run with their cool stance and everything. They're probably not going to be able to catch those Gutter Runners, unfortunately. That being said, the Noble did manage to survive that situation there, chasing off some Skaven slaves. We've got the Pure Main Company not chasing off, but still dealing with the Storm Vermin there. The Storm Vermin actually trading quite well. Granted, those units aren't that far apart in cost, but Teclis going to send the Warlock Engineer for a ride up the hill and rout him off there. Unfortunately, the Phoenix did get taken down. I didn't quite catch it, but Aerocrastic was able to get the Doom Wheel and some Rat Ogres and stuff and just finish it off, which is really unfortunate before I could get the healing proc on it. So, yeah, very nicely done there. I actually didn't get any casts of the Flaming Phoenix Feces from this guy, which is always unfortunate. I know you guys are a big fan of the Phoenix Feces, but yeah, we're going to be able to chase off some units here. You can see managed to catch some Storm Vermin over here on the side. We're going to be using the Pure Main Company to now push through. The Noble, I want to try and keep him alive as much as possible. If I can get like a regrowth from Teclis to heal him up, that would be great. But the Pure Main Company going to come in and followed up by the Reavers and the Dragon Princes as well, coming in just finishing off these poor Storm Vermin. And of course, with the armor sundered from the Pure Main Company, they will take a lot more shock damage from the cavalry there, which is one of the reasons why I like to bring the Pure Main Company as opposed to bringing a second Swordmaster, because that armor sundering is very useful for supporting other units, certainly. You can see my Noble a little bit out of position here, going to get hit by some of those Night Runners, but meanwhile, some of my forces being pushed off here by Skaven slaves, which is not great. You definitely don't want your High Elf Spearmen running away from Skaven slaves, but not a lot I can do about it at this point. There are some rallying Rat Ogres around that are being brought back to the center as well, so we're going to reform for a little bit of a final phase here, a fourth quarter, if you will, for those of you sporting fans. You can see bringing back my Reavers, bringing everyone back. We've got the Swordmasters who are still just running after these Gutter Runners, exhausted all their ammunition, but still just unable to catch them. We're going to start to reunify everyone together. We've just about got enough Winds of Magic for one more regrowth on this Noble. You can see the Assassin got about half health, but critically Tretch is still completely healthy, 3,000 hit points rather, still, you know, perfectly healthy, and that's what's holding the balance of power so far. That being said, with the healing of the Noble and Teclis continuously using that Potion of Troy to heal himself, that is going to keep the balance of power from tipping too far against me, just because heroic units count for so much on the balance of power. Yeah, you can see the Doom Wheel looking like it's going to come through and get the Swordmasters, so I want to try and interrupt with the Illyrian Reavers if at all possible. Just keep them keep the Doom Wheel away from the Swordmasters, because they're going to be kind of the key to the late game here. So you can see I do a quick cycle charge, quick hit and run with the Reavers. Unfortunately did lose a couple models there, but yeah, that lightning cannon from the Doom Wheel just sliding through the Reavers there, a little bit unfortunate. Actually does terrify them away, but at this point we've been able to reunify everything. The regrowth has gone off on the Noble there, so you can see him regenerating nicely. And now for the final push here, we're going to charge into the Rat Ogres first and foremost, try and finish them off so that we can then isolate the Doom Wheel. You can see a little bit of an awkward charge here, but the Rat Ogres are going to get lanced down there. And yeah, now it's pretty much just the Doom Wheel left. There is another unit of Rat Ogres rallying to the cause, though. Yeah, you can see we've been able to kind of isolate the Doom Wheel because it pushed through and away from the infantry support there. The Pure Main Company were able to kind of act as a screen to screen out the rats, and then the Cav and even the Noble on the Chariot with his 85 charge bonus, 84 charge bonus rather, going to come in and get some good hits on the Doom Wheel. You can see Techless even coming in with his, with his Sword of Techless. He doesn't actually have it, but, just imagine he does. Dropping a Flock of Doom as well, just to, do as much DPS as possible, trying to finish out this very critical late game engagement. You can see the half health unit of Swordmasters as well. 91 kills, gonna come in the late game here and start to mop up these ninja rats. And yeah, the Doom Wheel's still alive though. You can see, unfortunately, Dragon Princes were terrified. The Reavers are having a hard time. Even the Pure Main Company being terrified away now. Only Techless really able to hold his leadership together, and he's gonna cut through the Reavers, get a couple of good hits in here, and the rallied Dragon Princes are going to come around for one more charge as well. Try and desperately finish off this Doom Wheel. If we can just finish off the Doom Wheel, we're not going to have any more issues with terror, and we should be able to finish off what's left of the rats. You can see some Reavers falling there, but that's pretty much going to be it. I mean, the Doom Wheel, yeah, Techless comes in from the side, gets a good hit there, and that's pretty much it. The Doom Wheel routes off, and we should be able to finish things from here. The Swordmasters clutching it out in the late game here, fighting the Skaven heroic units. Despite the fact that their martial prowess has dropped, they've still got good enough stats. Oh man, that guy didn't have good enough stats. He just got wrecked by that assassin, but Tretch and the assassin generally will not be... Ooh, great here. They will get cut through a little bit. I guess the assassin will do okay. Tretch going to pop his Verminous Valor and try and get out of here and go after some of these large targets, of course, since he does have anti-large. Even Techless himself might be a decent target if he can get like the trophy heads and stuff on him, but fortunately Techless is very noble, and I'm going to make sure to keep him far away from Tretch as possible. But yeah, with the Gutter Runners and other infantry support being routed off, it's just going to be the Skaven leadership. You can see even the Nobles still online, the Pure Main Company. Oh man, he's just doming those Swordmasters. But yeah, Techless going to come in for a side charge. Pure Main Company are wailing on him, and at this point it's going to be GG for the Skaven. So very well played to Aerocrastic. Hope you guys enjoyed watching that one. It's a very fun battle. I was having a hard time getting a good battle on quick battles today. I got corner camped by dwarves. I got counterpicked a few times, and just having trouble getting a good battle for you guys. But this one, man, that was just down to the wire. Super fun battle, super close. Both players, both myself and Aerocrastic, made some really clutch plays there. So yeah, in the end, it just came down to, I think, that Overcast net catching out the Rat Ogres was one big key there, and the other one was the Swordmasters and the Pure Main Company both surviving until the late game as kind of the elite infantry corps. You can see at the end of the day, 156 kills on the Swordmasters. They were able to pick up an XP Chevron, and 239 on the Pure Main Company. I really like these guys. I know you don't see them too often in competitive play, but honestly, I think if you're going to take two Swordmasters, you should cut one and take the Pure Main Company instead. They do have a few downsides, but the armor sundering in particular is such a plus that I personally like them a lot better. Of course, the Dragon Princes, 145, 3 XP Chevrons. The Reavers also did quite well, both of them. 95 kills on the Noble as well, despite the fact that he was sitting in a blob of ninja rats for quite a while. But for Aerocrastic, 60 kills on the Rat Ogres, pretty decent. 77 and an XP Chevron on the Doom Wheel as well. The Doom Wheel is definitely a clutch pick, and it's one that I often forget about. You know, Skaven, you tend to think of low armor, lots of infantry, so you don't always take the tools to deal with the Doom Wheel. Try saying that 5 times fast. But I was figuring I could use the Phoenix and Techless to try and net the Doom Wheel if he brought one, and take it out that way. But unfortunately, my Phoenix was taken out. Aerocrastic kind of reversed that situation and actually used the Doom Wheel and the Rat Ogres to take out the Flamespire Phoenix, which was pretty rough for me, but overall, very fun battle. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you do like this sort of content, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button so every time I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time.